Hey gang, I recently brought you the Silver Dime Book Fill Adventure. Now I got a quarter fill for you. So just like the dimes, I picked up a couple of these quarter books by buying and absorbing other people's collections. And there are a few quarters in it, and also these three tubes are quarters that I picked up coin roll hunting over the course of the last 2 years. In addition, I picked up about $10 worth of silver quarters from another collection that I bought this week, and we'll look at those after we look at these. We'll combine them, and then we'll place them in the books. Hey, hit that like button right now before you forget. All right, so over the course of the last couple of years, I've pulled together $30 roughly of silver face value, and I pulled amazingly. I got the Barber. I have these Standing Liberties, a few Canadians, and then of course I got the Washington quarters. And so I'm just gonna go through these and do a flyover to see what I accumulated in the last 2 or 3 years just from coin roll hunting alone. And then after we review these, we're going to take a look at the $10 in quarters that I pulled from older books that I bought from a friend of mine who had a collection. He had multiple books. Each book had several quarters in them. Altogether, from that collection, I was able to add another 44 quarters into along with these, and then we're going to go through and see if we can fill the books. All right. So here are the quarters that I received from my friend this week. Again, these were he had a couple books, but his books were water damaged, aged. They were just, and I've got my own books, so I'm going to move these quarters into my books. He had a pretty good run, mostly every year was here represented, but that doesn't mean that he had the San Francisco, Denver, and Philadelphia minute ones. But I think we got a pretty good shot at filling those books. All right. That's a really nice 55 right there. But like the dime collection that you saw in my previous video, these are very much tarnished or circulated heavily, basically melt value coins. But, it's a nice run. And I think now that I've combined them here, as you can see, so we now have 3 Standing Liberties, 1 Barber here. And then, again, we're going to look at those Canadians. And now we've filled the gaps here. And when I lined these all up and combined the batches of quarters together, as you can see, it looks like every year is represented. And, I have 2 or 3 of each, not necessarily San Francisco or Denver, but we'll find out when we start placing them in the books whether or not I filled the holes. And before I do that, though, we are going to take a look at the books and where I stand on what is in them and what I need to make them complete. So there's a nice overview of all of the coins together, and then we're going to take a look at these books. All right. Feast your eyes on these beauties. Those 64s look really good, but that's about $40 face value of silver coinage. And now we can go through, and I did an audit of what was in these books prior to showing you, trying to save some time. But here's the list of what I need to fill the green book. And then I have 2 of the blue books from, one is the older 32 to 47, the other one is 48 to 64, and various states of fill. So here's the 32 to 47. As you can see, lots of holes. So here's the 32 to 47 book, and to fill this book, it requires 43 quarters, and I had 23 holes to fill. And none of these quarters in here are of any great condition, but it is definitely, a nice collection. It's always cool to collect. So here's the second book, 48 to 64, and I believe I was missing 18 out of this one, a similar amount. So this book required 40 quarters to fill it completely, and it stops at 64, but it also had 3 slots for varieties, which I don't know why they would do that. The green book is also a 48 to 64. So the green book for me is my priority. This is the best of. Anything that I duplicate will get pushed over to the second book from 48 to 64. So I will focus on putting the better conditions in the green book, and I am only missing currently 10 quarters to fill this book, and we're hoping that we can make that happen today. Let's keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. All right, so it looks like the first book, 32 through 47, I'm going to have 7 hole fillers and possible upgrades on several of these. So it looks like I had duplicates, multiple duplicates. I think the ones I have in the book are probably good. There's only a few that may be upgrades, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fills, and then I gotta believe 1 or 2 of these might be upgrades. So let's get these popped in there and we'll come back. Okay, a few moments later, I got all the coins swapped out and filled in, and it looks like we ended up filling 7 slots, and we went from 23 holes to 16 holes out of 43. I did want to show you this one right here. This 41S is in excellent condition. By far the best in the book. Most of these are pretty cool slicks, some of them. I did upgrade probably about 4 or 5 of these, that being one of them. The rest of the quarters went in here. As you can see, well, there's a 34 right on top. The text on this quarter is barely legible, especially the word Liberty and the date. The date, as you can see, this 34, the rim is pretty defined and you can see all the letters clearly. So that one was an upgrade, believe it or not. And then this is the best of. And I did, while going through these coins, I found this 1945 Philadelphia minted one. It didn't upgrade because it has a, well, did somebody cut that, or do you think that is an actual, is this an actual cud? Not a cud, I'm sorry. A clip planchet, a straight clip. It's not a curved clip. Could it have been shaved? Or, it doesn't look damaged. It's not bent or, you know, waffling at all. So I'm thinking this is possibly a clip planchet. Wouldn't that be something to find in 1945 silver quarter clip planchet? What do you think? Leave a comment below. All right, so book 1 of the 48 to 64 looks like it is going to be filled. Every slot I have a coin for, and upgrades for many of the others. So this is going to be a filled book. Let me knock these coins down, and then I'll come back. Then we'll just look at it again, and then we'll check off the chart. Oh, wow. Look at that. The R she blows, ladies and gentlemen. She is a beauty. Every slot filled. This is a first for me. This is the first book I've ever filled. And so I guess the thing is now, you just do upgrades, right? And some of these are in pretty nice condition. I don't know, kind of speechless right now. I don't even know why they put the 3 holes in there. It ends at 64. These are all 90% silver. First for me. Yay! That whole 10 slots filled in that book today, and she's done. So we did the early book, filled 7, filled 10. What are we going to have left in the second book here? Book 2, 48 to 64, we'll be filling 2 holes and upgrading 2 coins on this first page. All right, page 2 is going to get some upgrades and 3 holes filled. So 4 upgrades, and 3 hole fills. So after filling the entire green book, I am shocked to find out that I'm still going to be short 3 coins on this page. All right, we got all those coins plugged in and our upgrades replaced, and we're now down to 7 slots. The chart here is where I scratched off all the ones that I was missing before we started. We went from 18 holes to 7, and in all fairness, I had, you know, this whole side of the page, which is all 60s. I don't know why they were missing, but they're now filled, and that was a good chunk of the 18 that were missing. So we filled 11 slots. We're down to 7. So we did 1 full book, down to 7, and down to 16 on the 1932 to 47 book. We're looking pretty good. I believe that calls for a thumbs up, guys. What do you say? How about it? If you guys are on Facebook, check me out at Coin Mojo's Coin Roll Hunting, where you can bring questions, post photos. I'd be happy to answer for you and discuss. And next, I've partnered with JDK Collectibles on eBay, where I sell all of my coin roll hunting finds. We are now a top-rated seller, one of eBay's most reputable sellers. Okay, so that's it for the quarter book fill. It's been quite the adventure. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me those 4 clicks. Like, subscribe, hit that bell, hit that dark bell for reminders. Every time I post a video, you will get a notification. Thanks for coming to Coin Mojo. Coin Mojo out.